Hi there, Precious here. In this video, I want to show you how to host your websites on GitHub Pages. So the idea is this. Naturally, you can host your codes on GitHub, like we've done. Yours could be HTML project. It could be any kind of project. It could be, a portfolio website you created with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The point is you have a repository on GitHub, right? So you want people to be able to access it like a website, not just seeing the code. So naturally, what GitHub does for you is you can upload your code, you can collaborate. So I can store my codes on GitHub in case I lose my computer, I don't lose my code. I can also have the codes on GitHub because I want people to see my codes, access it. It could be someone who wants to employ me or someone who wants to see what I've done previously. And as you can see, if I click on any of these HTML files, they open up a code. But actually, they can be viewed as a website, If I show you the job form on my computer, so this is HTML project, this is job form.html. Let me open it up so you see what I'm trying to say. You can see how it opens here. It opens as a website. But right now, if I view this on GitHub, it doesn't open as a website. It shows me the source code. So I want to prevent this problem because some people don't know how to code, but they want to see what I have done, right? They want to see my work. So how do we do this with GitHub Pages? So for you to be able to show your projects, your documents, or your repository through GitHub Pages, the first thing you do is when you log into your GitHub profile, click on the repository that you want to make visible as a website. So I want to make HTML projects visible as a website. So I'm going to click on it now. Then the next thing you would do is click on settings. It's at the top, okay? So you have code, issues, pull requests, actions, projects, wiki, security, insights, and settings. So I'm going to click on settings. And now that I've clicked on settings, the next place you want to visit is where we have pages right under code spaces, okay? Before the security group, you have pages after code space. So click on pages. This is GitHub Pages. And the next thing you want to select is, so you can see it says GitHub Pages. GitHub Pages is designed to host your personal, organization, or project pages from a GitHub repository. Pretty self-explanatory, right? So first, let's select the source. And the source is where I want to deploy from, from a branch. All right. Leave this one, is still in beta. So deploy from a branch is selected default by default. Then the next thing we want to do is what branch. So I want to select from main and roots, okay? So I'm selecting main. Remember, we are in the HTML project, so we are selecting the main branch. If you have other branch, you will see them here. I only have main branch, and I'm selecting the roots, okay? Then save. Very, very easy. So now that I've saved this, the next thing I want to do is I can give a custom domain to this, like a custom name. So I can call this, let's say, I will call this HTML projects. Remember, you can call it anything. HTML projects by Click It Academy, okay? Then I will save this. Now this is saved and we should be able to access our websites, okay? So right now it says that the name is not formatted properly. So let's see the documentation to learn how to format our name, okay? Always learn to read documentations. Let's see what the problem is. There seem to be a lot of issues here. So let's go back. Let's go back to our code. Remember, this site should be deployed already. So if I go to code, it's not deployed yet. So back to settings. I think I did not do a save. I didn't save something. So back to settings. So let's redo this again. Settings, click on Pages, okay, and what's the next thing to do? So I think I have this. Then the next thing we need to do is, I think we have everything right. So let's see why it is not working properly, okay? So deploy from a branch, yes. The main one, yes. Root, yes, that's the folder we want, the root folder, and we save that. So so let's go back to codes. Oh, so it's actually working, but it's deploying. So if you look down here after packages, you will see deployments. You can see there is this icon that is loading. So it's actually working. All you need to do is just wait, okay? It's going to work. So let's wait. Unlike Netlify that uploads it immediately, GitHub Pages is going to take a while. So I think we have a problem here. And let's see what the problem is. It didn't deploy. Failed to deploy. And why is that? I don't know. But I would know. So let me troubleshoot and I'll be back. So guys, I was able to solve the problem. So I came under settings, then under environment, then I clicked on GitHub Pages. Then there was this restriction, okay? So I removed the restriction, no restriction. That was what I clicked on, and the problem was solved. So when I go back to code, you can see our GitHub Pages is actually deployed now, okay? So you can see there is no problem anymore. You can see the check mark, so it is working. So let's go back and see how we can get this to be visible again. Sorry guys, but it was really crazy for me. But like I said, it's good we have errors. So when you have errors, you can solve them together. So back to code. Now that it has deployed successfully, then under About, you can now click on this icon here. Okay. You can click on this icon. And here we can enter a valid URL to our web page. But the first thing first is we need to see the web page. So I'm going to reload and see when the link is going to show. It's going to take a while, but we're going to get a link here. But while we wait, let me go back to the pages and see if we can make some minor changes. So as you can see, the site is now visible. When you come to pages, you can see the site is here. If I click on it, open link in new tab, you see it's working again. So I can copy it, okay? So copy the link and come to your code, the main part. Then under About, enter a valid URL or use GitHub Pages. So just check this, it's going to bring it. Then we can say HTML projects by Create Academy. Okay, so the topics are HTML, just HTML. You can say HTML projects. I can say Create Academy. No, sorry. I don't need, just leave Create out of it. So HTML projects and save changes, okay? So what this does is when people now visit your repository, they can actually see your About HTML project and they will see the link to visit it, okay? So if I click on this link, you see, it now opens my GitHub Pages website. So now my repository HTML pages is now acting like a website on GitHub. So guys, this is it on how to upload your files to GitHub Pages as a website. So I'll see you in the next video, but don't forget, first of all, before you can have your files here, you have to upload them to GitHub, and in a previous video I've shown you how to do that. Also, you can do the same thing I've done here on Netlify in the previous video, where you can upload your files to Netlify by linking your GitHub account. And also in this video, I've shown you how to make your repository visible as a website using GitHub Pages. So I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for being patient with me.